Let's see. All right, so I really don't know how to see any chat. If anybody ties into this or is seeing it, but I'm hoping OT. I hope you jump back in there, maybe and see this time just to see if you could give me some feedback on how this is coming across. Uh, I did see a setting on my phone that said to allow live chat and all of that. So that should be enabled, and there should be potential for being able to do live chat. Now I'm going to look at some of these buttons that are coming up on the side of my phone that usually when I do stuff like this, I blow something up. But what is this? Um, retouch on, retouch off, retouch off. I don't know. I'm touching. Well, I'm touching it, and it's retouching it. So, man, I don't know. What is this little? A 49-second short was uploaded to your channel as what? I think I made a short. It's a little camera clicky thing. I mean, action thing you see in movies about movies. So I think I made a short. I don't know how. I'll tell you what, country bumpkin comes to town, right? Sure enough, what we got going on here. Get a shot of my parade. So, grab me a one of these cough drops. I don't know how bad it is to eat down a bunch of cough drops, but I do tend to eat a bunch of cough drops. It kind of helps with my sinuses. My sinuses is all messed up. It's really, really good because me and my wife will climb up in my truck. She'll tell me my truck stinks. And I'm like, so? I can't smell it. They don't stink to me. I go up in there and, well, I won't go any further, but let's just say my sinuses don't work so well. Hey, now look, don't let me butcher your name up. Oh, Fan Minecraft. Hey, how you doing, man? So tell me something. How is the video? Is there a lot of latency or slowdown there? Hey, what is? It's hard for me to see. I'm an old man, and my eyes don't work too good. Let's see, DL Bout Doors. I might have that wrong. Oh, Amir Safadi. Just call me Drake. Hey, Drake. Now, you talking about the Minecraft game? Hey, Never In. Oh yeah, I always need subscribers. All the time. Uh, see, that's the channel. The channel right now. Annabelle, your bestie. Hey. Oh, thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that. Um, so the channel, I started this, or actually, I started in YouTube in 2008. Down syndrome Jesus. Now this is for everybody. Uh, Valentine. Hello. Annabelle. Awesome. I love to see that. 14 years. Oh wow. Yeah, see. So I started my YouTube when I was in It was probably 2008, and I didn't really get in there and start producing videos. Hey Tammy, did you say no? Man, okay. um, so I didn't really start uploading until probably 2012. Uh, my coffee black and the tea in the river. Yeah, okay, there you go. Hey Tammy, all I see is a head. Okay. Yeah, I'm in a hotel room up north for work. And arms, yeah, I was flopping my arms around there. Yeah, it's a camo shirt. Pretty much most of these videos I've been doing since I've been in the hotel room here up north is I just wear a little old camouflage shirt in the evenings and try to do these. Let's see. My voice is annoying. I'm sorry. I hate that. So I started uploading in probably 2012, and the first video I uploaded, somehow or another the sound didn't get tied into it, and then got a bunch of negative comments on that, and I kind of backed away from YouTube, just watched YouTube forever without actually staying in there and uploading videos. And then every now and then I'd do a live feed, kind of like this right here, uh, cutting a levee on a lawnmower with a tractor or just somewhere, wherever I happen to be. Uh, there you go, Scarlett. And I think it was probably the mid 2000 teens, if that makes sense. Probably around 2014, 15, I had started doing some more uploading. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to read the comments so I can reply to you guys and talk at the same time. Owen is chill. Moderator? I probably would, but I don't really know how to do that yet. I'm not that good with the live streams. I've just started doing live streams. But my intent is to, at some point, to hopefully get some people that would be involved in the live streams and take and do stuff like that. I'm definitely going to need some help in a lot of areas like that. I see a bunch of video comments saying that they're held for review. So I'm not really sure what the comments are, but I guess I'll have to look at them or figure out how and release them or not, depending on what they say. But probably up into, it was last year around August where I really started to develop the channel and upload a lot of videos. And at the very beginning, it was just very little. Let's see. I'm not even sure what that is. Wiggles. Old man chill like that. Okay. World War I, I think both of them was pretty bad. Let's see, what? World War II. Hey, look, any war's bad. All of them bad. Ain't none of them good. All kind of bad stuff happens around that. So, Corey, hey man, thank you. Oh yeah, yes, I tell you what, the trenches in World War One was some ugly places. Trolls make a channel grow. Awesome. Let's see, Philly Mike OG. World War II, they gained more resources, at least with the death toll. Oh yeah. Wabbit, you are exactly right. Absolutely and without doubt. It's sad that so many people don't realize that. Message is held for review. Oh wow. Okay. No, I don't think I want to find a pepperoni there. Philly Mike, they sent children. Yeah, and you talking about in World War One. Pre-boost. Man, I can't pronounce your handle there. PREBBEUSMC. Take care, bud. Take it easy, man. U.S. Marine Corps. Yes. Semper Fi. My dad was in the Marine Corps. Jarhead. WTC 7. No one? I don't know. I am not sure. Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. My dad's no longer with us, but he carried a lot. Matter of fact, he never talked about Korea. He was in the Korean War. He very seldom said a few things about it, and then he would be real quiet about it. And as a matter of fact, the Korean War and the time that he served there, it drove him to drinking, and he drank a lot after he got out of the war, running from a lot of stuff that happened over there. I remember one time when I was real young, I was sitting in his lap, and he rarely had his shirt off, but he had his shirt off, and there was like 3 dents in his belly. And I pointed at him and said, "Daddy, what is that?" He said, "That's where a man stuck me with a knife." And I said, "What happened?" He said, "Well, I had to shoot him." And then he shut down completely right after that. He didn't say another word to me. As a matter of fact, he set me down on the floor, and I kind of went off and played on my own, and he just stayed in his chair, watched TV, and he was quiet after that. Didn't say anything the rest of the night. It's brought back memories. So, yeah, war is bad. There's nothing good about war. The outcome, whatever is accomplished through that war, if something is accomplished. I think one of the really terrible wars was the Vietnam War. It was almost, in a lot of ways, a lot of guys was wondering what they were fighting for, and they ended up going through. I mean, they went through the same thing that everyone goes through in war, and then they come back over here and everybody hated them. They got spit on, they got cussed, they got ignored, and so they served their country just like anyone did in any of the other wars. But they got mistreated once they come back over here. And I think now that people, whenever they see veterans that come in from war and come back from war, that they're more understanding to them, and potentially because of the whole Vietnam thing that happened. Jawbreakers, sorry, I was running my mouth. Hey, man. So, kind of getting back to the story on the channel is I started uploading probably around August of last year, and wasn't hardly getting any views, no subscribers. I think I had 92. I think I had 92 subscribers last as of the end. It was at the end of August. So about the 1st of September, I had 92 subscribers, and then by I think it was the end of the year, I had like 120 subscribers. And then all of a sudden this year, it just started blowing up, really. Got a nice voice, old timer. Thank you. Thank you. Most people don't say good stuff about me, but I appreciate that. But the first of this year, I don't know what happened, and the channel started blowing up. A bunch of subscribers, and everybody's coming in, and everybody talks about 100. Absolutely, Austin Sector. Thank you. Everybody talks about how hard it is to get watch hours, and how easy it is to get people to subscribe. Well, I don't want to get someone to subscribe. I want you to subscribe because you want to. I want you to subscribe because you're getting something. If you're not getting something from the channel, then yeah, I still want you to subscribe, but I want you, if it's beneficial to you, not just because of a subscriber. There's so many people out there that's gotten, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and none of those subscribers watch their videos because they got them through. I don't know the details to it, but they got them through what I want to try to say is kind of trickery, in a way that clickbait, and getting people to jump on this video and see this, and they subscribe real quick, and then they just lose track of the channel, and they're always subscribed to that channel, but they never watch that channel. I would like to have 5,000-10,000 subscribers that all watch the channel because they get something out of it. You make a good audiobook narrator, especially for a like Western. Yeah. I tell you what, people tell me I got an accent, and I'm like, no, I don't got an accent. I can't tell where I got one. They're like, yeah, man, you got an accent. Let's see, Robin Hood. Military? No, no. I'm not ex-military. I'm old enough to be military, but when I was 18, they required all of us to sign up for selective service, in which we did, and I basically just waiting for a war for them to call us up to be drafted in, and it never happened. So no, I never did serve in the military. My dad served in the military. My uncle served in the military. My other uncle served in the military. They were all jarheads, all in Marine Corps. My oldest cousin on my dad's side, he served in the military, and I got tons of people who are in law enforcement and police departments, all over the place. Family history is military and police, and so yeah, I got a lot of people. I got a lot of people in all of that, in military, in police departments and such as that, but not me. I'm the black sheep of the family. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying to come up with a theme or and maybe just these talking heads. I don't know. I really enjoy getting you guys' feedback. And like I said on the other live stream just before this that kind of crashed out, I was doing it on the computer through the cell phone hotspot, and it was real slow and draggy. And so I swapped back over and started the live stream up on this. I didn't realize that I could actually see the comments down there, but it's a little short section that the comments come up through, and it's hard for me to read all of them. So if I don't reply to you, it's because I missed it coming up through there. But yeah, I enjoy being able to get feedback from the people that are watching the videos. And so you're watching the other videos that I post. Well, that's just me trying to do what I think you guys want to see and what you're looking for. And then like this right here, I've held off doing live streams like this for a long time because I really didn't know how I was going to go about doing it, what the best options were, what the best potential was to try to use the phone, use the computer, use an actual camera, or how I wanted to go about doing it. But I think this right here works just fine. I think when I get this computer to the house and get it tied up into my home network, it'll be a whole lot easier to go that route. But this is awesome to be able to get your feedback one-on-one, telling me, what's going on, what you'd like to see, and this and that and the other. Because I do a lot of posting on my community page for the Chainbreaker channel, and I don't usually get a lot of feedback. I'll ask questions or whatever. Hey, would y'all like to see this? Would y'all want to do that, or whatever? And I don't get a whole lot of feedback, so I don't know exactly what the best options are on stuff like that. I've got a ton of videos that are still in process. I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive sitting right here by the computer. It's got a bunch of videos on it that I've already filmed that I'm going to have to get in there and do the editing. And here lately, because of all the work and spending, here I've been 2 weeks now out of town from home, and the Wi-Fi and everything's splotchy here, so it's kind of hard to deal with. So what I'm hoping that I can manage to do is get those videos put together as quickly as possible, get them up on the channel so that everybody can watch those videos and get something out of them. Because I've got projects coming up on my truck. I've got a 2015 F-150 EcoBoost. Let's see, Jordan Sandridge. Hey, yeah, exactly. It's and I'm gonna go ahead and read it here. I've never seen you before, honestly, but happened across the live. You seem like a good guy who, though, plus I love seeing the older gen get into what's considered more my gen, hobbies and jobs. Yeah, see, my history, if believe it or not, when I was probably 12, is I got, and excuse my language, but a Prick 80. That was an old Radio Shack computer that you literally programmed in BASIC, GW BASIC, to get anything on the screen. And that's where I started programming, and eventually ended up programming in 7 different computer languages. Assembly language was the hardest, but one of those languages as well. Building computers, working with computers, all tech stuff and everything. And then suddenly my job kind of took me away from that, and it was cutting, welding, fabricating, production, running crews, overseeing departments. I've shipped material all over the world, everywhere in the world, literally. And I spent a good bit of time doing that and getting into a lot of physical stuff as far. I missed it. I don't know what that was. Anyway, getting into Chris Belcher. Hey, hello. Uh, just sent a happy poop. Okay, that must have been, yeah, that's what it was. I seen pop up there. Uh, but so my job took me away into a lot of other areas. Actually, I went to up north to Ohio to Yaskawa Motorman to be trained how to program industrial robots, the kind that build cars and stuff like that. And so I can program those robots. And so everything technical, computer related, and industrial fabrication. And I've literally taken and run crews tearing AC units out of 5-story buildings from the basement all the way to the top floor, cutting floor joists in half at veterans hospitals, VAs, and running shafts up in the middle of them and literally gluing metal brackets in those holes. So if you're at a VA and you're walking on the floor and it's shaking, it's probably because I cut a hole in that floor. So just so you know. Yeah, see, Jordan, programming is not, it's not really is super hard once if you start in the right area. If you start on something really hard like Java, JavaScript, C, Pascal, any of those kind of languages, it's even in the Visual Basic and Visual C, those languages can be a little bit confusing. But I was lucky because I started with GW Basic, which is just about the English language written out to tell the computer to do something. It is the most user-friendly and easy language to start learning out on programming, and then from there, basically built up from there. All self-taught on that. Now, as far as industrial programming, PLCs are usually what industrial companies use to run machines. You may have a machine that does 4,000 to 4,000 processes to create something. It may be mixing chemicals, or it may be actually, I program computers to, or machines, PLCs, to plate cross ties for the railroad. Yeah, so Java, yeah, you started with Java. Let me tell you something. I tried Java. I quit Java. I could program in Basic, Assembly, C, Borland, Pascal, and I quit Java because it didn't make no sense to me. So I give up on Java, and I went back to the other stuff that I already knew how to do. And here recently, now this is stuff I did back in my 20s and 30s, and even into my early 40s for a little bit, and then I quit. Now I'm 56 years old now, and just to prove to myself, I dug out my old basic programming, or Visual C, I think is what it's called. It's got basic and it's got Visual C built together. And I wrote the old proverbial hello world and decided to make it do animations and whirl out hello world, just to prove to myself I could still do it. And that's after, oh really, since the last time I used that program, probably 25 years ago. I've still got the program. I can still make it run, and I can still write programs with it. I think I paid back then, and this is a sum of money because this was 25, 30 years ago, like $800 for Visual Studio. That's what it was called. Visual Studio 6.0 was the last one I had. Look it up when it went out of production. I think it was like $800 that I paid for that. Borland C++, I paid $650 for that programming language. So they were pretty expensive. Yes, sir, it absolutely does. Yes, sir, Jordan, it does. 20 years old, man, let me tell you what, when I was 20 years old, look, this is the perfect human being would have a 56-year-old man's experience and be 20 years old. There's so many things I would do different if I had the knowledge I do now, which I don't consider myself to have no special anything, but the knowledge that I've got now, especially just in life, in circumstances and stuff that I've dealt with and experienced, if I had that kind of experience back when I was 20 years old, I think I'd probably be somebody today. I'd probably be somebody important. But in today's world, that's the I think one of the biggest holdbacks is people holding themselves back. Because I used to tell people, that's like one of my friends back in our, shoot, I've known him since I was like 21 years old, and he was wanting to try to learn how to use a computer, and I would be teaching him how to turn a computer on. We started with the basics, and to load up an Excel spreadsheet, to use an Excel spreadsheet, and this and that and the other. And today, I mean, he can type like this right here, and he's 9 years older than me. He's 60-something years old. But what held him back is he was afraid he was going to mess the computer up. And I said, look, man, don't worry about the computer. Tear it up, mess it up. I can fix it. Just do what I'm telling you to do. Don't be afraid of it. But that's what a lot of people today, they'll be afraid of messing it up, or they'll be afraid they won't succeed, and so they don't try. There'd be a lot of people out there that could do a lot of things, but they talk themselves out of it. That's kind of like I've said before, if you give yourself a couple of minutes, you'll usually talk yourself out of doing whatever it is that you're thinking about doing. Like this YouTube stuff. I do have a decent amount of money invested in it with camera equipment and stuff like that right there. And basically I decided, hey, look, man, I got to go into it. If I don't take a chance, then I'm not going to succeed if I don't try. And so that's why I'm kind of pushing all out for it. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and as you get older, Jordan, you're going to keep saying that. You're going to keep saying it. The older you get, the more experience you get. You're going to keep thinking, man, if I just known this back then. But the thing about it is, the most important thing is not to think or dwell on if I just had the experience back then. Take what happened to you back then and what you did back then and learn from it. That's a big thing nowadays, that so many people, they'll do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different outcome, and it's not going to change. You do the same thing every time, it's going to be the same result in one form or fashion. Yeah, it's the fear of failure, really. Let's see, we all have. Exactly. Yeah, you've got to take a chance. I was watching it was a video of shoot, what's that guy's name? Shoot, like one of the richest guys out there. He got mad at Trump, and they got mad at each other about something. The Tesla guy, I can't think of his name, but he had made a comment that I better put my glasses back on. Can't read what the screen says, but he had made a comment that so many people out there will not succeed because they're not willing to take a risk. And you might fail a time or two, but if you get back up and keep trying, you would. Elon, that's it. Yes, Elon Musk. So if you get back up and you keep trying, then you will succeed. And that's kind of like the way YouTube is. If you get into YouTube and you like with me, okay, so I started in really trying in August of last year, and I kind of said it, okay, a year from now, if I ain't managed to really, accomplish anything, then I'm quitting. And so I set myself up for failure right off the bat. And then a viewer said something to me in a comment, because I kind of made a comment about that, and they said something to me in a comment, and I was like, well, you know what? that kind of makes up for a bad feeling about, not a lot of people watching the videos, or not a lot of feedback and comments. So I love getting the comments, because that's how I decide, hey, look, I think I need to move forward with this certain video and do another one that explains more about, whatever it is on that video. But I have to have the comment or the feedback to know what I need to kind of go forward with. Otherwise, I'm just guessing. What's interesting me may not be interesting to you, but I don't know that without the feedback or the comments. And so that's kind of what he was getting at, is if you don't take a chance and push at it, then you're never going to succeed. And that's why you get a lot of people on YouTube telling you, don't quit, just keep going. Eventually, something's going to happen. Just the number of times that you fail, so many people will just give up, because it seems like it's never ending. And the thing about it is YouTube is a business. Now, not all creators are business on YouTube, but the company of YouTube is part of Google, and that is a business. And so the algorithm doesn't hate anyone. The algorithm was programmed by Google or YouTube employees to pick out videos that people were going to watch. And so that's where a lot of people will get confused, is their video seems to be performing great. I mean, it's just blowing up, lots of views. They normally get 50 to 100 views, and suddenly they're getting 1,000 to 2,000 views. And so, man, why does the algorithm kick my video out? Well, that's because Joe Blow over there has got his video going for 5,000 to 20,000 views. And so the algorithm's looking at how much time they spend watching his video versus yours, and yours gets dropped. And so at some point or another, I've heard a story, or I heard a comment before in my life, that someone said, if you give a monkey a typewriter, just by sheer happenstance, if he bangs on it long enough, he'll write a perfectly written master novel. Well, it might take 100 million years for that to happen. But in the YouTube world, the algorithm never gives up on your video, never quits. It's always grabbing your video and showing it to someone. And then eventually it finds a place for it where someone's getting something out of the video, and it starts pushing it out there. And you might do a video on toothpaste, of all things, and nobody watches it. Gets 0 views for 2 years. And then suddenly someone does a search for that particular kind of toothpaste, and they watch the video, and it blows up because everybody suddenly is using that kind of toothpaste. And that's kind of the way YouTube works. And so many people will give up before they give it a chance to try to catch on, and for them to advance on the YouTube platform. And see, I quit television. I do not watch TV. I never watch TV. I got a TV, but I only watch YouTube on the TV. And that's because television was trying to shove stuff down my throat that I wasn't wanting to watch. I didn't want to watch all these weird sitcoms that weren't funny. And so, I mean, I wanted to watch Bill Cosby Show. I wanted to watch what I grew up on. And so there wasn't anything, modern TV is a joke. And so that's why I quit television. And that's why I quit television, and I went to YouTube. And like I said, I started YouTube in like 2008. That's when I quit watching TV. Because I went to YouTube, and that's where I learned stuff. I was watching videos on how to do things, how to make stuff, how to create stuff, how to fix things that I needed to fix. It's how I started learning how to gunsmith. I had my license to gunsmith for a long time, even to sell. I had a FFL, and I learned that from YouTube because, like, Iraqi veteran 8888, he was the first one that was doing some gunsmithing videos, and so I started watching those. It's like, man, that's so easy, I can do that. And so I started. And then the same thing as far as fly time, Dave McPhail. I watched him a long time, learning how to tie fishing flies and different things like that. A guy I like to watch right now is I Do Cars, and he'll tear down an engine every week. And I learn a lot of stuff from watching him. See, exactly, and that's Jordan, you're exactly right. That's how I've learned. See, I don't want to come across as like a know-it-all because I don't. I don't know it all. I don't know a lot. I just know a little bit about a lot of different things because of YouTube, because I watch YouTube. And I watch YouTube about learning stuff. Whenever I was working with bees, if you look in some of my old videos from way back when, you'll see where I went into a federal prison and removed a swarm of bees. Now I couldn't video the process in the prison because they had to lock up everybody in all or they had to lock them up in all the penthouses around the main quad because the swarm was in the main quad. And so I went in there and took them down. And then when I got them out, basically I just showed me putting them in a new beehive. But I couldn't video inside there. It was kind of funny that they just a quick story about that is when I went into the federal prison, they walked me through this turnstiles were set up to where a mass number of people can't come through there. And the front is one door, and then you go through there and that opens up to a huge lobby. Then you go further to the back and there's like 12 doors lined up across to where everybody can line up and go through. Turnstiles going down through that hallway, funnels down to a door which they'll stamp your hand when you get to the end of it. And when the guy stamped my hand, I said, "What's this for?" He said, "If it ain't on there when you're coming out, you're not getting out." So I made sure I didn't put a glove on that hand. Then you break out of that room. Turnstiles goes to an opening between there and an inner fence. And I'm sure all federal prisons are set up like this. But then there's a huge door that an 18-wheeler could drive through with one little tiny door at the bottom that just an individual person can go through. And he told me, "This is where it happens." And the security guard, and I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "This is where everybody breaks down." He said, "Absolutely everybody that I walk in here," now in your case, you're not going to prison, but everybody I bring in here that is going to prison, he said, right here, when they look at that big steel door, they know they are locked up, and they break down, hit the floor, and start crying. He said, "I don't know how many of them I've had to drag up in there because they didn't want to get up." But yeah, that was a pretty intimidating experience there. But bees, I learned about bees on YouTube. So everything that I've learned about from YouTube, watching videos on it. And I've always told people, I said, if you want to know how to do something, get on YouTube. That's like the projects on my truck. I'm gonna do the oil pan on the bottom because it's the historic issues about it leaking, and mine does leak. Valve covers, driver's side leaks. I'm gonna take and replace valve covers. And and I'm gonna watch some videos on people that's done it and see where they've messed up and kind of get my whole bearing set up on how I'm gonna do it so I can do it right the first time. And I'm gonna try and do a video on it, the whole process, and set it up to where people can jump 2 sections wherever they want to look at, and so to help them out. So whenever if they happen to have an F250 or F150 or whatever that's compatible with what I'm doing there, that they'll be able to do it. And I love archery and shooting arrows, bows and arrows. And so eventually I'm going to start doing some more of that and videoing it. And I'm not really sure exactly how in depth I want to get on the archery stuff because, I mean, nobody really wants to just watch a fat old man shoot a bow. But I would like to try to do some trick shots. I think that would be pretty good. Be the next trick shot shooter with a bow. Of course, that'd probably never happen. I'm too old and shaky, but I definitely want to show people how to make arrows, how to fletch them, how to do all the details that I've learned. Let's see. Hey man, that's awesome. See, back when I was probably 10, 11 years old, me and my cousin, he was like my brother. We grew up like, I mean, literally like that. And we tried to write a book. We did. And we had Jason in it. we had where we were going through the woods and hitchhiking and just trying to do this big adventure novel. And we had great hopes of getting this all put together, sent it off, and actually getting a book published. Well, shoot, wasn't nothing spelled right in it. There wasn't nothing punctuated right. I don't even know if there's a paragraph in the whole story. But that's one thing that I always wanted to be able to do is to write. I am just look through my videos, look at the description. I'm the world's worst speller. When I was first learning how to spell, they said, Kevin, sound the word out. Spell it like it sounds. Hey, awesome, I can do that. Man, I was the world's greatest speller. Then all of a sudden I got an F on the spelling test. Well, I spelled it like it sounds. Yeah, but there's silent letters. And I was like, I quit. I give up. I don't want silent letters. I want it to spell exactly the way it sounds. And so I'm the world's worst speller. Yeah, and see, I could learn if I would take the time, because see, that's the problem. That's probably one of my biggest problems. Is I will focus on what I'm doing right now, and then something shiny over there. And as soon as I see that little shiny, I run over there and I start working on it, and I get sidetracked on this over here, and eventually I make my way back to it, but it takes me a while. Yeah. Hey, we're brothers from a different mother. Sound it out, don't work for me neither. I am a much better speller now than I ever was before when I was younger. I still can't spell worth a flip, but I am much better than I ever was before, for sure. But the thing about it is, and that kind of goes hand in hand with what we were talking about a little earlier, is there's so many people out there that when they put something out there, somebody criticizes it and then they quit. They draw up and they give up. And so, like with your writing, if you put it out there and get rejected and you give up, then you lost, and you're completely lost then. But if you keep putting it out there and keep putting it out there, then eventually you're gonna succeed. Hey, you and me both. Look, and hold on now, except for the phone that is videoing me right now is possessed. It's an iPhone XR, and that thing is possessed. My company phone right here, it understands every word. Okay, it understands every word I say. But that XR that's filming me right now, it is possessed by the devil, because I will try to do text to speech, and I'm not saying bad words, but it's writing them down. It's putting them in the text. And so I have to do if I'm driving or something, which I ain't supposed to be, but don't tell my wife. She gets mad at me. But if I'm talking to the phone trying to do a text, then I have to set the phone down and wait till I stop anyway, so I can read through the whole thing and see where all the bad words are and take them out. Because for some reason the phone thinks I'm saying things that I ain't saying. So it don't work too good for me. It is. It is trying to get me in trouble. You're exactly right. That and look, I actually sent a text to my pastor one time. Text to speech. I didn't say shirt. No, I didn't. But he told me later, I understand. He said, I understand, because he did it to me too. I was actually working, taking care of some of his properties and stuff, and he sent me a text one day, and I looked at it, and I was like, okay. The next time I saw him, I showed him the text, and he said, oops. So I'm not alone on that one. Oh man. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can get everything together on this channel and keep this going on, because I'm gonna tell you something, Jordan. I've seriously enjoyed speaking with you here and getting feedback. This is a whole lot better than I ever thought it was going to be honest with you. I don't know what I was exactly expecting with live streams, but it's so much more than I thought it was going to be. even I think earlier in the live stream there was a bunch of stuff going on and stuff popping up and bouncing around, and that's just the way people do. But that's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. But actually getting feedback and talking, getting one-on-one with someone watching the channel. Hey, no offense taken. I get older each and every day, and it don't bother me none. Hey, look, I'll tell you this much. Uh, every day I get older is one step closer to Jesus. So I'm not worried about getting older. I don't feel bad about it. I'm bald. I'm kind of slick on top, and it ain't because my brain's just pushing the hairs out. I like to tell people that, but it ain't true. Um, I have learned a whole lot. I have I've had a lot of opportunities to experience life in a lot of different ways. But if I was to give happy birthday or happy upcoming birthday, awesome, awesome. Let's see. Hey, look, don't get offended. Hey, you get there. You get there a whole lot faster than you think you will. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. So yeah, yeah. See, my wife, she don't look forward to her birthdays. She looks at them like when she hit the 30, the big 30. It was a big thing for her. I didn't even know I turned 30. I was at work. I am always at work on my birthday. Uh, and when she hit 30, it was like a big thing. And then when she hit the 40, that was a huge thing. Oh, I'm getting old. Oh, I'm getting old. Yep, you're getting old every single day. One day older every day. I said, I still love you just the same. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I ain't quitting. And but as far as me, age, no. This is the thing about age, and I'm gonna tell you, I have come across a lot of young people who are so much older than a lot of the old people that I know, because age and wisdom don't go hand in hand. That's one thing that I learned a long time ago. Just because someone's older doesn't mean they're wiser or very smart, for that matter, either. There are some people who remain children all of their lives, and then there are some children who have to become adults long before they ever grow up. And and I know, see, my little cousin, and at 13, she started a family, and she went through a lot of issues. Attempted, I don't know if I can say the word in the live stream, but the whatever, she was emotional stuff, and I think she's a much better person now, but she is much mentally older than what she should be by her actual age, because she had to grow up early. My dad died when I was 18, and at 18, I had to start taking care of a family, which I didn't have a problem with it. It was just part of what it was. You know something, Jordan? You're exactly right. I was telling somebody that today at work. I was actually talking to the girl in the office, and we were talking about that exact same thing. And there are, if you look, and I hate to bring the government up, but if you look at the government, there's a lot of childish stuff going on there. If you look at world leaders, there's a lot of world leaders being children. Uh, and that's the thing. They call themselves an adult, and they're in a position to be an adult, but they are not adults. And an adult takes responsibility for their actions. good or bad. An adult does what they have to, not what they want to. An adult takes care of their family even when it hurts and it's uncomfortable. Uh, she was telling me about there was an individual who didn't have time to take out of his busy schedule for his children, and that's not an adult. That isn't. And I see in a lot of cases where children are taking care of their parents. I've been in a position to where I was in management for many years, and I've had a lot of people working for me that's had issues, and I've seen cases where I've had young people in their 20s working for me, and they would, I could tell something was wrong. I was like, hey man, what's going on? Can you talk to me? What's the problem? And oh boy, I'd start hearing. About their parents is this, parents own substances, and they're actually running the family, but they're the child that's supposed to be taken care of by the parents. They're supposed to be running to the parents for help instead of the parents running to them. And so that's why I say there's age doesn't mean anything if they didn't mentally grow up. And there's a lot of people out there that act like adults, but they're really children. And there are so many children out there who can't be children because they have to be adults. And so I've got a lot of people that I know, friends that are across the age group. I don't necessarily have people that are my age that I'm friends with. I'm friends with mature people. I don't. That's the only way I can put it. And they're all different ages. I've got friends who are in their 20s. I've got friends in their 30s. I've got friends in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and I've got friends in their 70s. Oh wow, yeah. Well, I tell you what, and you don't have to wait for a live stream because I've got my email is in the description on all the videos down there, and like I said, I don't just want to help on videos. I want to help anywhere and everywhere and however and all of that. And and you're right. It's not depressing because something that I've noticed that there is someone that's put in place at somewhere at some point. And what I mean by that is if your parent isn't a parent and you're open to the fact you'll come across somebody in life that'll be that parent in place. There'll be a surrogate parent, a step parent, or whatever you want to call it. I don't normally bring this up, but I have stepchildren. But I don't have stepchildren. I have children. I don't because when I was a kid, a step parent was the mean whatever. It was always the ugly step parent that was the bad part of a family. And so that's kind of in the back of my mind, and so I don't accept step. I have children, and all of my children are the same. There's no, you can't have a designation to say, well, I have these children and I have these. I have children, plain and simple. That's all it is. And so you'll find that there can be other people that's going to fill that slot if the original, if that's how you want to look at it. If the original's not filling the slot, somebody will eventually. You'll find somebody that'll step in and fill that spot. My mouth is getting dry. I'm running it so much. So, man, I tell you what. Like I said, I've enjoyed actually having this conversation and talking with you. Yeah, you're right. You are exactly right. I I know, and I've been lucky to see by example in more cases than just mine. My uncle, uh, my aunt, she had multiple children from a different husband, and that ended, and she married my uncle, who the only uncle that I've known. And my aunts had children with him, but they're all his children, and he doesn't have stepchildren either. And so that was kind of an example that I saw, even when I was a child. And I didn't realize that some of my cousins were his stepchildren versus another other cousin who was his actual son. And because he didn't treat nobody any different. All the children were the same for him, and maybe that's kind of the what planted that seed in the back of my mind to feel that way. Especially, yes, exactly. You're exactly right there. I'll tell you the story about me and my wife. See, me and my wife, we met, and after after we had been seeing each other for a little while, then she said, "Well, I need to take you to see my dad." I'm like, "Okay, sure, that's fine. Let's do that." And so we drove to where he lived, and I met him and talked to him and everything. And then one day she says, "Okay, I need to bring you to see my children." And I'm like, "Oh, all right." Now I already knew that she had two children, but I was like, and I didn't tell her this until years later. I was more nervous meeting my son than I was meeting my father-in-law. I was more nervous meeting my oldest daughter than I was meeting my father-in-law. Now he's much bigger than they were, but he didn't scare me nothing like they did, because the way my wife looked at it is she's like, if my kids don't accept you, I can't. And I agreed with that philosophy. I really felt confident about that as well. And uh, so I know I've made a bunch of mistakes in my lifetime and with all of my children, but I love all my children, and I know all my children love me. And so the bottom line is the end result, is what I'm kind of getting at with that. The bottom line is just like you said, you can't you can't love your spouse if in a mixed relationship where me and my wife have children together, and me and my wife, I have she's had children whenever we got together. Um, you can't have a positive relationship. You can't have a real relationship unless you're all a family and you love everyone the same. It's there can't be, at least with me. I mean, a there can't be a line. There can't be anything there. Because, like I said, I have children. Period. That's it. That's all there is. Uh, so anyway, all right. Well, looks like everybody is off. And so I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream, but we are going to do more. I really enjoyed spending this time speaking with Jordan and all the other people that jumped in here on the live stream. I've enjoyed a huge amount. Uh, 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 I can't remember your name, but happy birthday again. And yes, sir, Jordan. I see you pop back in again. I was just fixing to sign off. Yes, that's what I was saying. I have enjoyed spending this time speaking with you and talking to everybody. I've enjoyed the comments, and it's about time for me to get ready for bed, because I got to be back at the plant, and it's a 45-minute drive back to the plant in the morning. So again, anybody want to contact me? my email is down into the description, or should be. If not, I'll make sure it is. And we can continue the conversation from here on out for the rest of my life. So I thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time.